In this clip, we're going to paint the texture for the ring of the ball. So let me go here to our ring texture set, and then let's go to our layers. And the next thing I want to do is go and pick a smart material that is going to work for the base of this metal ring. So let me just zoom in a little bit there so we could work a little bit better and see and visualize our materials better. And then here on our search box, I will type steel and then scratches. So I will go with this one here and I will just drag that one there. I can get rid of this top layer. And then this material, we just leave it as default. Then I will get rid of my selection on our search box. And then I will go and look for the bronze material. All right, so this one will work. And then I will drop that one in top of the other material. So now what I want to do is give or take back a little bit of our steel scratches into the surface of this bronze armor. So in order to do that, what we want to do is basically paint a mask. So I will go here at a white mask, and then with this painted white mask, what I will do is I will go to our particles here and I will use this burn effect. So these particles are really cool because what will allow you to do, and let me go to our property tab here, is that if you paint, it will basically paint based on a particle system. So in this case, what we want to do is get a little bit of that. So as you can tell, this is all revealing what is below by where the particles travel. So at this moment, I think we need to decrease the size a little bit. So I will just go and try to do something like that. Actually, I could decrease it a little bit more. So 0.15 will be a good value. And then let me just start painting this something about there. So this will give a little bit of that used metal or that used goldish metal on the edges and in general. So let me just try to do something about here. Alright, so let me just go around and try to add these particles going to the top. So let me complete the circle and see what we get. Alright, so this should be really good. So now, if you want to visualize this, because at this moment may be a little bit hard, you can hit Alt and click on the actual mask. So as you can tell, this is painted a little bit of that fiery effect. So now let's go back to our material. Now that we have these particles painted here, what I want to do is start layer down more modifiers. So I will go ahead and add a new generator, and I will go and pick our MG metal edges. So now that we have this, I will change this to multiply, and then what I want to do is basically invert this. So now we should get those edges a little bit more strong and then fade out to the top of the ring. So right now this is working. So let me just go back and show you the difference. And then let's go back to our metal here. And then I will add another modifier. So the modifier I will throw is a levels. So with these levels, the only thing I will do is crush this black point here so it get a little bit more contrasty. So let me back to our texture, and you can tell how much it is contrasting. So, all right, this is working quite well. And then once we have this, I feel like we can add a little bit of rust. So in order to that, what I will do is go to our shelf. I will go to my materials and I will just type here rust. So I will go with this rust course and I will drag this one in top of them. So this will create a general rust. So the first thing that we could notice here is that our UVs are not working, and you can tell that because the detail is lost. So I will stop on that material. I will go to the properties tab and then start increasing these UVs until we see a nice result and a nice pattern of our rust. So I think over there should be working really well. And then what I want to do is again create a new mask, and with this mask, this will apply here, a white mask. And with this white mask, what I want to do is basically add a fill. So the advantages of working with the fill is that, as you can tell, it will only add a gray channel or a black to white channel. And this will allow us to basically add any type of procedural. So you can tell that now if you type the word procedural, so procedural, there you go. And then we have a bunch of options or presets that are for us. So I will just go and look for one that I know will work for me. So I will type messy fibers, and I want to use the messy fibers tree. So let me just step here. So probably is this one. So I just will click here, and you can tell that this will basically create some nice fibers here. So again, the UV is off, so I will just decrease this. So this feels more like this type of scratches of the rust. So it's working pretty solid and pretty well. And then what I want to do actually is go ahead and invert this mask. So I will invert it and actually change a little bit the histogram position so we can bring back a little bit of this detail. So let me get back a little bit of that contrast. So you can see that it's just little dots here and there. However, at this point, I'm not 100% happy. So what I will do is basically go back to our mask, and then I will add another generator in top of this. So I will add the generator, I will hit multiply as usual so we can keep the detail of our messy fibers fill. And then with this one here, what I will do is just go and pick a dirt generator, and then I will increase the contrast a little bit because we want to be able to have this detail of the rust only on the edges. So I will play with the level and a little bit with the dirt contrast. So I think at this moment I am not happy with this. So what I want to do is basically go back to our messy fibers and get rid of the invert. I prefer what we were seeing before here. So I will go back to this dirt, and now I will be able much easier to calibrate a little bit of these kind of rusty edges on the ring. So something about here should work for us. So this is adding a lot of story. And now that we have this, what I want to do lastly for finishing this clip is I want to grab this rust and copy to the other two objects. So I will hit Command C on my keyboard, and then I will go to my texture sets, I will go to the base, and basically paste this in top of this material. So you can tell that here in below we have a little bit of that rust that we painted before. So let me go to that MG dirt, and then I will just change a little bit the level of this. So we have a little bit more rust all over the place. All right, so something about there should be working quite well for us. And then I will copy this one more time and go to our texture set, and I will go to the court and basically leave this one just as it is. So as you can tell, we bring in a lot of story on this clip. So now we have here a little bit of the rust, which will connect quite well between the two objects, and then we add the ring material. So I will stop this clip here, and in the next clip we're gonna finish up this model by painting on the glass of this bulb